Right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, this is Joe Rebelo, known to many of you on the internet as Kenpo Joe. We're going to be going over a particular topic on today's elaborating upon Kenpo. Let's get to work, shall we? When we start talking about various techniques and whatnot, I was watching a video with a gentleman, and as he was going over this particular technique, he was talking about being outside the box, and he picked this particular technique. And I kind of looked at it and I was like, wow, you're not in the box. The very important feature of it has been missing. The technique was called shielding hammer. And if you do the traditional 24 techniques, you will see it as technique number 15, shielding hammer, and it's listed as a front left step through hooking punch. And it's very important because, simply stated, it is the only hook punch technique taught in the entire Ed Parker American Kenpo karate system. That's it. One, shielding hammer. Why? Mr. Parker had various themes for the various techniques, and one of the themes he did, especially for the orange belt material, he wanted to deal predominantly with the two basic types of Western fighters you would have to deal with, which are boxers and wrestlers. So a lot of the techniques for that particular rank are specifically dealing with a boxer. Again, when we deal with a boxer, we have the left jab, straight right, left hook, right uppercut. Those are the foundation attacks. When we look at the system, we go, okay, punch techniques. Dance of death, straight right. You don't step through, folks, originally. You keep looking, you go down, you go to five swords. Right, step through roundhouse, person throwing a haymaker or throwing a roundhouse from this position. But normally, they're stepping through. There's someone firing that wild roundhouse punch. We go on, next we have shielding hammer, used against the left hook from a boxer. Now you'll notice in that instance they list, hey, it's step through. So the guy's in an unorthodox lead and he steps through to his orthodox lead throwing that punch. Next, of course, is reversing mace, and that's against that straight left, that jab. Left. And then last but not least, raining claw, which deals with the uppercut. But today we're going to talk about shielding hammer. Now, assisting me, come on up, Aaron. Assisting me today will be my student Aaron Jocks. Yes, I'm really short and he's really tall. Okay, yeah, all right. But again, it's really going to help our relationship to this. Aaron, come on over here on this side, please. So, why is it so important about this particular technique? Why is the hook punch so important? Well, simply stated, we have 7 major methods of execution in American Kenpo. Thrusting, snapping, roundhousing, hooking, slicing, clawing, and hammering. Now, when a person throws a roundhouse by definition is a circular motion which hits prior to or at the apex or highest point of a circle. A hook is a punch or strike that hits on the downside of the circle. In the old days of full contact karate and kickboxing, I was talking to Bill Superfoot Wallace the other day, and he was up at a symposium up in Maine. Terry Dow brings him in, and we were talking about his left hook. I said, yeah, but Bill, everybody knows it by me. Your left hook, man, rock. And he got this huge coat hanger grin on his face, as Bill is apt to do when you mention that left hook. And he talked about how important boxing was to him and the use of the left hook and how he would double up on the left hook. So what's the danger of a hook? In this case, move up a little bit, sir. Let's say that Aaron's going to step back and do a traditional vertical outward block, right? So he steps back rather. I'm going to throw the punch. He steps back and blocks. Now see, he did extended outward block instead. Oh gosh, I want him to do a vertical outward block. He wasn't listening. Up. So, you're going to do traditional basic karate block. Step back and block out. Boom, right? Now if it's a roundhouse, if it's going to hit prior or at the apex, he can stop it with this. Same scenario. He's going to step back and block. Whoa, uh-oh. That time it wasn't a roundhouse, it was a hook. And it got past the vertical outward block. So the key ingredient here is we've got to find some way to block or stop that hook punch. So, how do we do it? Switch position. So now Aaron's going to do, now remember, it's taught as a step through initially. Why? to buy you time and become accustomed to how a hook punch is thrown. Because I'll tell you, a good boxer, nice and tight, boom, a good hook, firing that hook in, if you're not prepared for it and you're not used to it, you'll get clocked. David German, many times, he wouldn't teach a lot of Kenpo techniques against hooks. Why? He was a boxing trainer. He knew how effective a hook was. And he knew how dangerous it was, too. So, what we're going to do, he's going to step back with his left foot. And he's going to step in with a left hook punch. Move. Now again, we don't want a roundhouse punch. It's not this wide looping haymaker. We learned about that with 5 swords against the right. What it is, he's got to step in deep. He's got to come around and hit on the downside. There's the danger, folks. The hooking motion. Catching me on the downside and clocking me. So, what I have to do is I have to stretch out that hook. I've got to catch it on the inside of the circle before it can hook and strike me. So I've basically got to try to make that hook punch a roundhouse. What do I mean by that? Step back. Fight stance, get a fight stance. So again, Aaron's going to step in and throw the hook punch. Okay, you gotta hook it, baby. Fire it in, Aaron. Hook it. Boom. You gotta hook it, baby. And that's a big problem. Most people are trying to do a hook properly, so they throw a roundhouse. Hey, that's a hook. There ain't no stinking hook. It's a roundhouse. You gotta come in. Boom. You gotta hook it. You've gotta hook that punch, or else it's not a hook. So, step in and hook. Hit it. Hook. Again. Step in and hook it. Oh, amazing. Miracle of miracles. Up. Fire the hook. Around and in. Go. Hook it. Back again. Hook it. Boom. So if you don't teach your students how to properly throw a hook, guess what? You're living a lie. You're living a lie. It's not the real attack. The danger of this is from that hooking motion. If I'm firing a left hook, man, I'll tell you, you watch some top boxers, man, it's a dangerous punch. So what do I got to do? So now he's going to step in with the hook. Right, I'm going to stand here, move. Boom! I'm moving here. Thank you. Up. See if you're roundhouse again. Didn't step in deep enough. Go. Boom. So does everybody see the problem with this attack first? So I've got to catch it on the downside. I've got to move my target, and I've got to catch it here before that hook completes. Now, from here, we execute an inward, downward, diagonal raking back knuckle, which means from this position, my hand comes in on a 45-degree angle, his eyes blinking, I'm not going to break his glasses. And once I hit with that hammer fist, I'm going to rake with my knuckles like a hacksaw blade directly across his nose. Now, from here, when do we shuffle? When we have to. In the base technique, do we have to shuffle? Not really, because he's right here. Boom! Right. Take the wind out of his sails. I'm going to do what's called a dipping elbow. I draw the letter L, down and out. That's the key. Up. So, I'm going to get closer to him. I'm going to have a critical distance. If I can touch his shoulders, he can block me. He steps back into his fighting stance, step in, throw the hook punch, and I'm not going to block it. He should be able to clock me here. That's where it should be, baby, right there. Pow! Right in the jaw. I'll be spitting chickens. Up. So I've got to stretch out that hook. So move. Shoo! I got to stretch it out. Then figure, wham! I fire it up. Now, here's the cool part about the hook. We're going to take advantage of Aaron doing the hook. Do the hook. No, right there. Do the hook. Hook it. No, hook it. That's not a hook. Hook it, man. Hook your punch. Keep it moving. This is a hook. It is hooking. So what? If I'm here, boom, I'm hooking. Boom, I'm hooking. It's a hook. Like the fish hook. Hook. So now, he fires the hook. Step back. Fire the hook. Yay! You got it. Up. That's how you got to teach your students. You got to teach them to hook. So again, step in, hook. Beautiful. Up. Step in, hook. Wham. Now, if he wants to hook, his action is to pull that arm in. Cool. I just made this a catapult because when he hooks, boom, he helps me break his nose. Yay. He assists me. Now, Mr. Parker's system, we call this what? Borrowed force. So now, we get to utilize the intentional and unintentional actions of our opponent. As he throws the hook, I block it to stop, and he keeps bringing that arm in, and he helps me fire that strike. So now, ready? Go. That's the danger, baby. Wham! Right in. Boom! Here we go. Hi, how you doing? See ya! Shielding hammer. So we've really got to make sure that shield works. It's got to catch on the inside. It's got to stretch out that arm and neutralize the hook. The pulling action, residual motion of that hook is going to help me assist that inward, downward, diagonal, raking hammer fist and drop it right out to that dipping outward elbow. So, move. 1, 2, 3. Now, of course, when you're dropping, as we know, in-place stance change, rotate the reverse bow, hammer fist to the groin. I would never reverse snap kick him. If I was really nasty, I would never scoop kick him, step and hit him with a spin hook kick with the other side. But we don't do that ending. That's somebody else. So that's shielding hammer. So again, as a Kenpo practitioner, you have to differentiate to your students and yourself the difference between a wide looping roundhouse and a hook. It's the only technique in Ed Parker's system that addresses it. The only one. So it's critical that we teach the attack as well as the defense properly. That's the key. Hey, while we're on the topic, I want to go on to a quick another technique. We're going to talk about the formulation equation, and we're going to talk about, again, what is the formulation equation? Go look it up in your Infinite Insights books. It lists the different things that you can do in a technique. And 2 of them is alter and adjust, and another one is regulate and rearrange. Those are 4 of the 8. Now, what we're going to do here, we're going to rearrange shielding hammer. And we're going to do a David German tie technique called side fire. And it can be done against a hook. The same basic premise that we learned for shielding hammer can be adapted here. All we're going to do is we're going to rearrange the order, right? And shielding hammer, we step back block, inward, downward, diagonal, raking hammer fist, outward elbow, right? And then we drop down, button in the lever, point of the elbow hits, reverse bow with the hammer fist, and then scoop kick and work it from there. Okay, now we're going to change things a little bit. So now, I'm going to walk through this slowly because Aaron doesn't know what this technique, and I sometimes you just don't want to surprise someone, but here we go. So he's going to shoot that left hook. So he steps back right guard, and he fires, right? So move. Bang! That's going to catch it first. Now right from here, I could hammer fist him in the nose, but you know what? I'm not going to. I'm going to go right from here, boom, and hit him in the groin. Now as his body comes forward, no! Right, take the wind out of his sails for a moment. So as his body's coming forward, boom, that becomes a backstop. I would never, boom, chop him off the, I'm a nice guy, you know? But that's our foundation. So now, when we did shielding hammer, punch, boom, pow, boom, bang, right? That's what we do shielding hammer. A, B, C, D. Follow Mr. Parker, he would say it this way. You put the person in P-A-I-N, which is pain, and then from that, the person becomes, go ahead, H-U-R-T, hurt. Well, now we're going to rearrange it a little bit. So now, with the technique side fire, move, boom, I'm here, I'm going to go right to the reverse bow. That's going to bring him forward. Boom, bring him, all right, I'll hit you. Boom, thank you. That stops him. I would never wham, chop him in the throat from here, pop him in the head, and do 9,047 other things that I know in Kenpo. Sure I would. That's the kind of guy I am, and that's the way I roll. But it's teaching us how to rearrange. It's teaching us to go from A to C and then to B. And like I said, I can chop him, I can do alternating maces off this. I can do 9,047 other things. If I do tie, I rock him right from there. I'm here, and I hit here, and I hit here, and I wrap around here, and I snap the neck here, and then I shoot in here, and I break it this way, and I do 9,047. I would never break his arm like this, and twist it, and bend his elbow, and take him down like this, and then shoot back across here, and drop the elbow, and drop around here, and do the headlock, and break him. Yes, I would, and I'd like it. Woo! Right? Okay. Welcome to Kenpo. And welcome to Ty. So, this is Joe Rebelo, a.k.a. Kenpo Joe. Take the time to look at this. Reevaluate the importance of knowing a hook punch. Mr. Parker only put in one technique, folks. Learn how to throw the hook punch correctly. Make it dangerous. Yank it and pull it. Stretch it out. And fire it off with that catapulting action. Boom! Rock and roll. Until next time, from elaborating upon Kenpo with Kenpo Joe, keep training.